Oh, we're live.
Let's see if we are live. I think we are live right now. Yeah, we are live. Um, so I want to welcome everybody into our live broadcast tonight. It's another Tuesday edition of Land Investing Pros. Tonight it is myself, Paul, with my cousin David, who is
Okay.
our sales manager. We'll give it a second here to let people trickle in, and then we will get started on the topic tonight. David, what is on your mind today?
How families or people in relationships are able to be successful together flipping land.
Okay.
That's that's been a theme that on the Tuesday night calls that we run. It does seem as though there's usually one or two people sitting next to each other at a computer, most likely working together. Specifically, we have the Horan family, who kind of all three of them, Mike, Hayden, and Mindy, um, they are they're killing it together, and they're all kind of just working to their strengths. And I guess that's kind of more so the broader benefit and topic of why we encourage you to go into land flipping with either a relative or a significant other. Um,
Yeah, I mean let's backtrack a little bit there. We got Walter here. What's up, buddy?
well, that's good.
How's the land business treating you? I know you're a newer student. David, yeah. So again, as David mentioned tonight, we're going to be talking about why or how why it's important or not important, but why there's a lot of couples and families that do the land flipping business. And I think we can broaden the topic and just go along with why it's important to have a partner or not go out on your own. Um, and so let me back up here a little bit. So for those of you who don't know, my first business was an Amazon business, which I started over 4 years ago now, and I started that on my own. So that was my very first business I ever did. I didn't know any better. When I first started, I did every single job in the business, and then I slowly hired people. But um, if I could do it over again, I would find a partner and I wouldn't think twice about it. And so when I started this land business, I partnered up with someone who had a completely different skill set of mine, a completely different mindset, just basically the exact opposite, which is Willie, and took all of his experience and my experience, put it together, and it basically, I don't know, put us 10 years like ahead of where we should be or could have been, and then David jumped in at the very beginning. You just came up on your 1 year at the land biz. Um, why
Yeah,
don't you,
two
why don't you
weeks
talk
ago.
about what is the dynamic? How would you describe the dynamic between us and not between me and Willie, like as far as decision making and the importance of having the ability to bounce ideas off of someone else?
I was thinking and kind of joking earlier because I knew that like we were kind of touch on relationships or family members or significant others, and I was kind of laughing because you and Willie are essentially in a relationship together, and I've watched your relationship grow from being the first couple of dates, and now you guys are living together essentially. I mean, just in terms of collaboration, it's been pretty unbelievable. And again, like what Paul said, if without them having each other to bounce ideas off of, like the things that we have begun to do or try would never have even been in a question in the first place. I mean, Willie brought a lot of prior knowledge and understanding about the land flipping business, and Paul brought an avalanche of marketing information, how to scale your business. And so it was really, I mean, the information that Paul had coupled very well with the information that Willie had. Same goes for personality. Willie's a little bit of an introvert, maybe, and Paul is certainly not. Um, so, and again, that goes for Paul and Willie, but for potentially you and your parents or your parents just together. I was thinking just generally, younger kids, younger people have maybe that technology advantage, while our elders maybe have a little bit more business experience and negotiating experience. And those are just easy ways to, okay, you'll take care of the electronic and the web-based stuff while I am on the phone talking to potential sellers. Like there's just so many ways to use your prior experiences, and again, those experiences are going to differentiate between generations. So intergenerational type of working could again be very, very positive, similar to how Paul and Willie kind of brought two completely different perspectives together. It's important to bring in people with other ideas. Um, that's that's the negative to working by yourself, is that you do have very limited other people questioning either decisions or kind of, it's always good to get more feedback than just from what you're thinking, because other people are always thinking completely different things, and that's just where there's going to be a lot of innovation that would come from you working with a partner or a family member.
Yeah, I think you summarized it pretty well right there. Man, our number one guy's not here. Where's Freddy at tonight? He's been on every single Facebook Live.
I
Real,
always see.
is he on your calls on Tuesdays every night?
Not necessarily, but I have seen him a couple times. McLean, hey, what's going on?
Hey, McLean.
Um,
We got Mike Novak. Make sure you accept facts for those old timers. Absolutely. We get so many facts. We probably get a couple facts every single day of people that are trying to sell their properties. Faxes are always, I mean, when coming from just like the most advanced possible e-commerce business, like where you have to do the most cutting edge thing and it changes every single week, to going from people not owning a computer and sending in a fax and sending stuff by mail, it blew my freaking mind, which I think is crazy. Sharon Gordon Smith, hello, Sharon. Sharon is actually one of our newest. She just signed up with Deal Partnering. I hope you're enjoying it thus far. We helped her select a market yesterday. Willie was on a call with her. And if you are interested in doing that, that is a new thing that we are offering. Basically, if you are stuck, if you are starting out and you want to partner with us, basically the way that it works is David and Willie will teach you how we select markets. We'll help you select the market. We'll help you send out the mail, and we guarantee you, you'll buy 3 to 5 properties essentially.
Yeah, that's, I mean, at least a lot in my experiences, at least the past couple of students that we've partnered with, they ended up having more properties than they ended up buying more properties that they didn't even partner with us for, because just so many sellers came in from that first mailer we sent out together. And if things look good, you can kind of just take it and run with it. It's good for if you need that little push to kind of some people need someone to push them off the cliff in order to kind of get started. It's like, obviously it's sometimes there's hesitation to kind of making a somewhat significant investment or just making a change in your job in general, and having having us kind of backing you, I would hope would take off a lot of pressure and just make you feel a little bit more comfortable getting started. Because then again, once you do, this goes for Hayden and the whole Horan family. Again, they proved the concept and they just absolutely ran with it. I know that Hayden was doing a lot of the tech work. Mike might have been on the phone. So again, it's just everybody can do their part and bring their specific set of skills to this land business and be successful. People from so many different backgrounds can start doing this business, and everybody's going to have a completely different way of thinking about it. And again, the more ways you can think about it, the better you're going to, again, innovate, come up with new ideas, stay relevant, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, they were supposed to join us tonight. I don't know what happened, but got a good comment here. I'm not sure who Backpacker is. Backpacker, if you want to reveal your name, but he or she says, buying my first piece of land, sent 1,300 offers and heard nothing for 3 weeks. Well, out of nowhere, got 3 calls today, managed to close one of them. That's awesome. So a piece of advice is number one, you're going to get more calls. Typically the way that it works with mail is you'll send it out and there's at least a 3-week delay. And so we sent out a lot of mail. I think last week we sent out 30,000 pieces. Good. Andrew and the team's gonna have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah,
we sent out a ton of mail, but we were talking with the mail company, and if you guys are sending out mailers and you're like, oh my God, it's taking a month, it's taking so long. Supposedly the mail is extremely slow right now because all of the post office and basically there's a federal mandate that they have to prioritize all of the ballots and anything related to the election. So they are not prioritizing other mail. So the mail is being extremely delayed. So if you're mailing sellers and you're hearing crickets and you're like, what happened to my mailer? It's most likely because it's being delayed. So don't get frustrated. You should be receiving at least one angry caller. Man, that
You're
brings
doing
me
it wrong if you're not.
back to the days when we used to get calls into the office and we would just yell at people and they would yell at us.
Oh my God. It definitely, you have to earn your stripes and go through those, but it is also important. I tell on the Tuesday night calls, someone's always saying, oh, I didn't hear back from this. I didn't hear back from this mailer. And the answer is usually, okay, when did you send it out? About 2 or 3 weeks ago. Okay. Well, they're probably just maybe starting to hit. And so with that being said, in our experiences, the first calls that you're going to get are usually that hate mail or those hate calls. And then the real buyers kind of trickle in later on. Maybe like, I feel like that's always been the case for us is we get that avalanche of pissed off people. And then once we do kind of get through that and take whatever heat we deserved, then we get those positive calls or the people that are, I'm interested. Maybe it's a little low, but we could maybe work something out.
Yeah.
There's, so don't, and plus, today someone could be in a fine financial position and then maybe they received your offer and aren't interested, but they're going to keep that piece of mail on their counter. And, 3 months from now, they might be in a crunch and need money and they can just give you a call right then and there, say, hey, I'd be willing to accept your offer. And I know that's happened to us. There's a lot of disruption these days. And quite frankly, if you position yourself correctly, you can kind of be in a position to make a lot of money just by being prepared for situations like this.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually get excited when we get the angry callers. We recently sent out some mail in Arizona for like higher dollar properties, and I think it's one of the first mailers where we got absolutely nothing. We got a few angry people, and then like one person who wanted to sell like a piece of crap. But I would say that mailer that we did a month or two ago was the first time we ever just straight up got absolutely nothing. And we thought we were offering competitive prices. So it does happen where your mailers just completely bomb. But typically if you like, this is kind of the cadence. You send out the mail 3-4 weeks. Right now we're seeing more than 4 weeks. You send out that, and then if you price it right, you're gonna get 2-3 like couple days of like really angry people. And then the people that want to accept it, they're the ones like they're doing their look like with the good properties, not the crappy ones where it's like this is a sidewalk. Basically, they will take their time and evaluate the offer that they sent out. Call Andrew over here. Ask him how many angry callers he got today.
How many angry callers did you get today?
Did I talk to about 5, 6?
5 or 6, he says.
5 or 6 angry callers today.
Yeah, we're just talking about mail, some mail stuff. Yeah, 5 or 6 angry callers. She said, I also, no matter what, if you send out mail, you're going to learn something about that market specifically. And I think that really, you should almost never hesitate. If you're not sure if you price something right, you're going to know either by getting that avalanche of angry calls, or maybe you overprice something and you're going to get that avalanche of people that are interested in selling. And both of those should kind of signal to you that, okay, something might have been a little off here. I might have misjudged the pricing for these properties. And I always preach that in our group calls on Tuesdays that, don't, like, obviously you want to price those mailers as close to what you would think is appropriate. However, say you do miss, you're going to learn something about that area specifically. And I think that's really valuable information. We did it ourselves. Like we've mailed so often that the results of those mailers tell you a lot about a market, and it's always worth learning something new. I mean, even again, I guess what I'm trying to say is you're never going to fail by sending out more mail.
Hey, that's a rhyme. You're never going to fail if you focus on sending out more mail.
More mail. It's true if you're consistent with the mail.
we'd rather have an abundance of opportunities. And then if you think about it, you're in a position of power. So if you have all these properties that you have the ability to buy, then you're not going to like cry over a deal, or you'll just move on to the next one. You don't really have to worry about it. And that's why we always try to overmail, so we have more opportunities than we can fight off. And that's the beauty of sending out mail. And here's McLean, not a Landing Investing Pros member yet. Well, I think you should join. But do you focus on mail? 90% of my deals are cold calling. McLean, are you doing cold calling to buy high dollar properties, low dollar properties? What does your average deal look like? What is your experience level? So we strictly focus on mail because it is extremely effective. I don't know what the numbers are. Willie knows the numbers better of like if you send out X per 1,000, you're going to get X per deals. He knows, he's the numbers guy. I'm just the marketing guy. Yeah, we focus on mail, and feel free to send me a message on Facebook and we can chat further. But the mail, like you shouldn't focus any of your time on trying to get the deals. The deals should just start appearing in your mailbox. And that's really the reality. If you are following essentially the land flipping formula, or just the formula that we follow of picking the right markets and mailing the right areas and pricing them correctly, the deals should just start coming to you, and you just you shouldn't really have to be focusing on calling. Yeah. Okay. So
quite frankly, it seems
average deal is 3,500 to 4,500. So that's right in the wheelhouse of where you should be sending out mail. I think you would benefit a lot from switching from cold calling to mail. So when Willie and I first started, we were like, oh, let's try to cold call. And yeah, we did it. It worked, but we got way more leads, and it was way less work to just send out mail. And if it didn't do well, we just sent out more mail. But yeah, well, thanks for joining us on the channel tonight, McLean. I think you're newer-ish to the channel. What else do we have? If you guys have any deals you want us to look at, any topics you want to talk about, we are an open book tonight, kind of freestyling it.
Jim Spinoza, by the way, I don't know if you saw that comment come in earlier about the backpacker, but yeah. I guess just in order to kind of reiterate, I guess what we were here to talk about, and I guess it's always easy to just start talking about why land flipping is the way to go. But again, there is a serious benefit to having a partner or someone that you can kind of consistently bounce things off of, or dividing and conquering over different types of tasks. Because again, along with the cold calling, you're spending that time on the phone, whereas you could send out 2,000 offers and basically spend that one period of time getting those offers ready. So you just want to start using your time. And again, having a partner could help you as well as your partner spend your time more efficiently and become more successful with minimal effort. I think that's what Paul and Willie have really done very well with kind of, okay, this is what you're going to handle. This is what I'm going to handle. This is what I do better. This is what you do better. And I think it's pretty clear, and has made the processes that I have to follow and the processes that Andrew follows very clear and consistent. We always know what we're going to get. And again, it's
so
without Paul and Willie being together. Oh, go ahead, please.
I was going to suggest anyone that is thinking about, okay, maybe I need a partner, or something, I don't want to run this ship alone. One book that kind of changed things for me was a book called Rocket Fuel. I'll put it in the chat here, but it's called Rocket Fuel. And so what Rocket Fuel is it's a book about finding your visionary and an integrator. And the visionary is the person that, comes up with the ideas or sees like down the road, kind of the marketing outgoing side of it. And then you have your integrator. So I would be the visionary. Willie would be the integrator. The integrators would be your partner, the person who can make sure that all the processes are like Willie's extremely process oriented. And he's great at managing operations and stuff like that. And so after reading Rocket Fuel, I realized like, okay, whatever I do, like you need to find someone that's your counterpart, and you're going to find success in it. I suggest that anyone watching today, that they check out a book called Rocket Fuel, just like that. And then it kind of implements into this system called EOS, which is a system that we operate off of, which is it's kind of more advanced, but basically, having key metrics for all of your team members, and it's kind of an advanced. Once you grow your land business or whatever business you're in, it's an advanced system for scaling, essentially for scaling. Speaking of scaling, it says, McLean, you wholesale 24 lots. That's awesome. And otherwise, you do 3 to 4 deals on average. Well, if you could do 24 wholesale deals, you should be able to do 24. Yeah, Traction. That's it. Traction and Rocket Fuel are the 2 books I would recommend. So you're doing 3 to 4 deals a month on average. Are the reason you're doing wholesale is because you don't have the capital to continue buying lots, or what's the reason?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I also just wonder, is it okay? So this is Paul. Is this vacant land? I guess I'm trying to figure that out for sure. Like, is he talking about land?
Well, it's got to be, because he says his average deal size is
3 to 5. Yeah.
Per lot. So we'll wait for McLean to come in here. Anyone else that is watching, if you want to have any topics or questions, David, how are we doing on sales? How's the team? What are we at this week? 4, 5?
We're at 5. Hopefully, we'll get at least another one today. The average would be nice. I mean, at least at the moment, we're kind of about 3 properties a day, which is wonderful. We're putting processes in place ourselves that are also kind of obviously at a point in the business where we have scaled to having multiple salespeople, and that's not as applicable for most of the students. I guess something that I even talked about with Carlo is that we sometimes get caught up in the scaling of this business and like, okay, we're going to grow and we're going to grow and we're going to grow. But then at least I sometimes lose sight that a lot of our students are kind of looking to be more passively involved and to just kind of make that income using the process that we came up with. So there's always going to be, we're always going to have new things changing, but just keep in mind that your business doesn't have to be scaling at the pace that we're moving at. And just remember that, this could be done at anybody's pace. And I'm only saying that just because we have like 6 salespeople that like we are, implementing all these processes for. So I would understand if it doesn't apply to everybody, but there's a lot of money to be made here. And, again, I've been working with Paul and Willie for about a year now, and the things that have changed from then to now, it's astonishing. And, if you're not interested in the current job that you have and you're actually looking to really start something new, I genuinely feel that if you were to really buy into the process, that you would be successful on your own terms, doing things yourself. And again, I've watched Paul and Willie. Like this business is amazing. I would do it myself if I wasn't what I'm doing now. I mean, again, it's the money. There's money to be made, and I would suggest really to anybody who's interested in business that this is a perfect opportunity to kind of take business into your own hands.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's shift gears. We'll answer Mike's question and then see if anything else comes in. Talk about getting a buyer's list and funneling buyers. So the easiest way to do that is posting your properties on Facebook Marketplace. And so leads, you'll get how many messages a day do we get when we're not suspended from Marketplace?
Probably about 15 at least. Like it varies, but we do get quite a bit of action off of Marketplace.
Yeah, so Marketplace, LandWatch, and all you're doing is you're just, when you talk to them, you ask for their email, get them on their email list. Another easy way is on your website. If you set up with REI Conversion or Carrot, you can make it so the properties, you can't see them unless you put in your email address. That's the quickest, easiest way. And then setting up something, that's like the free way. You can obviously run Facebook ads. That's a whole nother topic. I think it's silly for anyone to go out and try to learn Facebook ads. Go and hire a professional to do it for you. It's just, you didn't start this business to learn how to become a marketing expert. That's not this job or this whatever. So, getting buyers, et cetera, it's a matter of, funneling the leads. So that can be through MailChimp, your website, or sorry, not MailChimp, getting action from Facebook Marketplace, from Land.com, Landwatch, some other. What are the other? Zillow, obviously Zillow, Craigslist. I'm drawing blanks right now. It's 6:30 now. I want to eat dinner.
It's just important. I mean, Mike, I know that you have a website and like, so, and I've mentioned this before, but anytime you get someone inquiring on anything, I always do my best to put a link to the website along with any other information that I can get. I just am always trying to put more information about, the websites where you capture most of your information, for example. So you're going to try and get as many people onto that website as you can. And again, through Marketplace, there's just a nice opportunity. Anytime someone inquires, depending on where your properties are, you could always say, hey, we got this one here, but guess what? I got 2 or 3 more in the same area that you can check out on my site. And that is, I mean, that's what we personally do on our Marketplace. Most of the time we're doing what we can to kind of move them towards looking at things on our site. And then, yeah, I mean, we capture a lot of information, and the Facebook ads is a whole other animal. And I don't think, unless you're really trying to do a significant amount of volume, that you need that many, or you need to spend the time or the money getting that out there. And take advantage of social media as well. Like, just not necessarily just Marketplace. There are groups on Facebook that you can get into. There are hashtags on Twitter that you could use. Like, consider like Instagram. Like, you'll be surprised where you could find people who might be interested in property or interested in buying vacant land.
TikTok, people are interested land on. You get it's unbelievable. YouTube, like, make YouTube videos about properties that you own, TikTok videos about properties that you own, and you'd be surprised at the traction that you can get.
It's been pretty impressive. We've seen some really intriguing numbers, and we've sold a significant amount of property using social media like that. I mean, at least I personally would not have thought would be ever an option. And I guess this goes for, again, having a partner. If it was just me, I would never think to go onto TikTok. I hate TikTok. Like, I would hate to use it. And Paul was really harping on it for a long time. We've been trying to get the TikTok going, and now that it's going, it's like it's a whole other animal. So it's just little things like that. Again, people have certain ideas in their mind, and it's always going to benefit you to have another idea or another way of doing things at least put out there. And it's just I would say that's the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, we got a couple more. What do you say to get their email in Marketplace? It's pretty. You can say anything really. Just hey, we always have new inventory. What's the best email address? I don't know, David. What do you say?
So a lot of the time it's going to be, I'd love to send you more information. Let me know your email. I can send you whatever documents that I can. Give them a reason to think that you need to email them, essentially, so that they can get the information that they're looking for. With that being said, get on the phone with these people. I mean, Marketplace is not like a clean place to it's not like a CRM or anything like that, but if you can take the contact information of people that have reached out on Marketplace and hold on to that or enter that into your database, then there's another potential interested land buyer that's going to be part of your list. So that is, if it's a phone number over an email, fine. I would take a phone number any day of the week.
Yeah, get on the phone with people. Always get on the phone.
Yeah. And Paul, the next one was about how much of the phone work can be done with VAs. And I could say something quick. Like, yeah, at least in my opinion, the VAs should be working on tasks that are more time consuming and less decision making, if that makes any sense. Like, I would prefer a student, like if a student was to ask me, I would say they should focus their time on the phone with buyers, potentially on the phone with some sellers, just to get an idea of what you need to do. Everything by yourself, in my opinion, first, before you can start outsourcing things. But I leave the phone conversations to myself and the big picture decision makings to myself, and letting the VAs take care of the posting of listings or the due diligence. Would you agree, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't leave it up to them for the make it sales. Like, you need to do the sales. That was the first thing when Willie and I partnered up is he was having his VAs try to handle the sales. And as soon as like David stepped in to do the sales, he was like, whoa, like we need like someone in the US doing sales. Like,
Yeah, they were like generically responding to the marketplace stuff, and just like putting a little bit of a personal, like a human is responding to you, makes it just, there's a lot of it just adds to the legitimacy rather than being like, please enter your email address for more information. I don't know. You could always do like, hey, yeah, this is available. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to send you more information. Do you have an email address that would be good for me to send it to? Mike Novak says, I love TikTok now, and he's told some good stories about it. I don't know if he's sold one from it yet, but I think he's gotten pretty close. I'll ask him tonight. I'll ask him on tonight's call if he's there.
Yeah. So I guess this brings us to, we can't do the offer anymore. We used to give away, Willie used to have a pretty good offer of giving a couple free property leads to help you buy property today. We're not doing that because we keep doing that. So first person that messages me, I will give you a discounted price on the course, but you have to message me right now. First person that does it gets the special price. So shoot me a message on Facebook Messenger, and we can take care of that right now. David, anything else you would like to add?
No, I do like genuinely believe that if you kind of follow the process and understand the way that we do things, and then you go ahead and take action, that you'll be successful. I would not feel comfortable saying that if that wasn't the case, or if I didn't believe that. And on these Tuesday night calls that we have, when I do get to talk about different students having success, it makes me so happy. And we do care about your success. We think we make it pretty clear and obvious on how you can be successful. So this is no gimmick. This is something that I would do in a heartbeat if I was on my own and didn't have any partners. I mean, obviously a partner is a positive. We've talked about that, but like, this is a business that I feel comfortable making a living off of if necessary. And quite frankly, it would be a pretty comfortable life and a good way to make a living. So if you've really thought about anything like getting involved or trying something new, and you're willing to take action, like, you'll be successful. And I can very confidently say that.
That's well put, David. Well put. Yeah. So everyone, we will be same time, same place next Tuesday, and keep flipping them lots.
Keep it up. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it.